and joy for me to be invited today to perform music here. It's very special for me. I'm Nataliya Medvedovskaya, composer and pianist, and I'm going to perform my original Baptist hymn for all of you today. I was inspired so much about 2 weeks ago when I went to the worship service here. I was inspired by everything, magnificent organ of sound and the choir. And I came up with this hymn, and I decided to dedicate it to this church. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy it. And my singer is Helena Midlina.
As a matter of fact, it's very special for me to be here today, so thank you very much for having me. Praise the Lord above for sustaining us, for your endless love and compassion.
Okay, so hello and welcome to Give and Take, the Virtues in Life. So you got the wonderful opportunity to see a little preview of our next guest here. And so she will introduce herself, because I thought this was a nice way to introduce her, because this is what we call a gift of love. And so this is one of the gifts of love that Nataliya has given. And so now she will share about it. And I gave her name. I usually don't do that. So welcome. So you can introduce yourself.
Hello. Hello.
You can give your name.
I'm a composer and songwriter and pianist.
Okay.
With classical background from St. Petersburg Conservatory in Russia.
Okay.
And my name is Nataliya Medvedovskaya.
Okay, lovely. So share a little bit about that. That video, because I thought when I saw it, I said, how wonderful that you took the time to write, compose, and have someone come and sing that song for the church. So what made you do something like that?
First of all, I was inspired by the worship service. I'm so thankful to my friend who brought me there.
Oh, okay.
And I was so impressed how the whole congregation sings hymns. It was so beautiful. Organ and choir. It was before Christmas.
Okay.
Yes. And the very next morning I woke up.
Oh, wow.
And some melody came up to my mind.
Oh.
And I didn't even know what it will be. And then I approached piano. I started playing this melody, and I thought, oh my God, the style of this music is a real Baptist hymn. I felt like I was inspired by that. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to dedicate it to this church. I got inspiration from.
Yes. So, how would just talk a little bit about some more of the verses in regards to Praise the Lord. So what was said in the verses?
Praise the Lord above for sustaining us, for your endless love and compassion. You take care of us every single day. Do not lead us astray from our mission.
How perfect. That's
yes,
really
first
lovely.
Verse.
And so the words came to you as well?
Yes, first, actually, always, it's always like this. First, melody comes to my mind, music comes to my mind, if it's vocal songs, and then I get lyrics. So this is how it happened.
Great, very lovely. And you could see how the church was so grateful for you to do such. It was a gift of love, right?
Yeah, it was one of my happiest days.
Oh, I could see that.
My life.
Yes. And so the singer was, who was that?
Yelena Mindlina.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
my
someone that you
friend.
know, she's your friend.
Of course, we became friends.
Of course, maybe or maybe not.
I mean that my husband found her on internet for me.
Oh, okay, nice. Great, great, great. So, tell us about some more of your work, Nataliya.
Well, I compose a lot of chamber music, classical music, instrumental music, or vocal instrumental music for different ensembles. I'm fortunate because they ask me to compose something for different ensembles and orchestras. And I also, actually, I compose in many different genres, not just classical, and also pop.
Oh, okay.
And Broadway.
Nice.
Yes. And many people told me that my music is visual.
Visual.
So it would be good for movies, yes.
Okay, great.
Actually, I'm open to many genres, and I get my inspiration from playing music. When I play music, I feel that, especially when I play new music, I feel that it really inspires me to compose my own music.
So your music is internationally. You travel international, go to different parts of the world with your music.
Yes, when I was 15 years old, I went to Czechia.
Okay.
Yes, I participated in piano competition.
Nice.
And yes, and I got an honorable award, Young Virtuosi competition. And yes, recently I traveled to Russia, where my orchestral composition was performed.
Okay.
Yeah. And America, I usually play my own compositions. I prefer to play myself my own compositions.
Sure.
I played it in clarinet convention in Atlanta, Georgia, and many different states. Yeah.
Okay.
In New York too.
So, what is your religion or spiritual background that you have for yourself?
My religion background, I would say, it's universe.
Okay.
It's I feel that God is one, and I mean originally I'm Jewish. Jewish, and I pray with Jewish prayers, but I also found it very very helpful and very rewarding to pray just with my own words.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel that I just talk to the universe when I pray.
Okay.
And it gives me energy.
Oh, so this question came up over the weekend. I was doing a workshop and someone said, a couple of people mentioned universe. And so the person that was with me said, what is this universe? What does it mean? I've got my own interpretation of what the universe is, but what is the universe for you?
What is the universe for me?
Yeah, because it's going to mean different things for different... I don't think there's one set thing for the universe, but what do you feel the universe, when you say universe, what does that mean to you?
To me, I mean, from my own personal experience, I think when I compose, I feel that it comes from somewhere. It's like a river. It's like a river of thoughts. River of different melodies, contrapoints, and sometimes poems. I also write poems.
Okay.
So I just feel that it comes from there. It's not just my brain.
Right, I see. So inspirational thoughts come from this universal aspect, whatever's out there, right, entity.
And I also, even when I pray, I feel it physically. I feel warmth in my hands.
See, that goes in line with my theory, but I'm not going to go too much into my theory because this is about you right now, Nataliya.
Okay.
So anyway, I think this would be a good time to talk about the next clip that we have. And what is this called?
Red Revolution in the Air.
Okay, Red Revolution in the Air.
In the
so
air.
Let's see that clip now. That's the universe, right?
Okay.
How beautiful.
Thank
How
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
So tell us about this wonderful inspiration from the universe.
Okay, that was a little bit different story.
Okay.
It didn't come to me just like when I didn't expect.
Okay.
It was a commission.
Okay.
Yeah, it was commissioned by a conductor, Maestro Vladimir Lande.
Okay, that was a
Who was
resort.
a very famous conductor in Russia.
Okay.
Yes. So I composed it especially for his orchestra, Siberia State Philharmonic Orchestra.
Okay.
Yeah. So he gave me this strict deadline. So he told me, please compose it. I knew when the concert will be. And he asked me to compose something about the revolution, the Russian Revolution that happened in 1917.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to me, this revolution, I mean, to many Russian people and to many people in the world, this revolution really changed the history of the whole world. It really affected very dramatically many people. I mean, you know, repressions and many horrific things that that revolution led to. So it's all in this music. I rendered all of this in this music.
So the music's supposed to give you that feeling and experience of that revolution.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's like very like risoluto.
Right.
Say it in Italian.
Okay.
Risoluto.
Yes, I hear it. You know, yes, you can hear the passion as the music notes are being hit.
Yeah, and first I composed everything. It took me just 10 days to compose everything.
Okay.
It's 15 minutes of music. I was very inspired, and then I orchestrated it in special music software, computer music software.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it was a huge project. You know, it took me 1 month to finalize the orchestration.
An honor to be asked to do something like that, though, right? It's an honor. You're saying it's a famous conductor in Russia, and he asked you.
Yes,
So it's an honor.
It was a real
Yes.
honor and happiness for me. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
I'm sure you were dancing like,
and then he invited me there.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is great.
Yes, and I knew how to call this piece in English.
Right.
But in Russia, there was not any good translation of this Red Revolution there. It would not sound good. So,
Right.
so the conductor offered he suggested for the audience to pick up, to think how it could be named.
Great.
And they give me different choices. They wrote it on the list of paper.
Okay.
And then I picked up the best one.
Great, wonderful.
So that was
Excellent.
some kind of adventure.
Right, nice. So we have another wonderful gift of love that you've given, and so we're going to share that now, this book that you have.
Right.
Right.
So this is a book that was written by my father,
How lovely.
Medvedovskaya, and it's called Archives of Memories. Yes. I worked on this book, as editor, as a main editor. I put everything in order. And, okay, my father is, I think that, he's a great poet, not just because he's my father.
I understand.
He has a very imaginative poetry, and the main topic of his poetry is his childhood when he survived the siege of Leningrad in the times of World War II. It was a really, really harsh time of hardship, and he survived all 900 days of the siege of Leningrad. He got through starvation and constant bombing. So, and he was a witness of a lot of death people died right on the street from frost, from hunger. So, and I'm so thankful to God that he survived.
Yeah. And so this book is a collection of his poems.
Yeah, it's a collection of his poems. It's illustrated very beautifully.
Okay.
Yes, and
Would you like to read one?
Yeah, I want to read some of the poems.
Okay.
A lot of the poems are dedicated to his mother,
Okay.
who practically saved his life in those times. I want to read this one. It's very serious, and usually it moves people to tears.
Okay.
It's a little bit scary, but I think it's very powerful. How much it hurts to die, to be killed, to sense the joy and pain no more, and with the calloused foot's old sore, the road's chipped rubble to not feel. How frightening, no more breath to take, to know not fullness, feel no hunger. Below the sieve of ribs, the sundered soul's cries to not hear as it ages. To lose your ties with all the wide world, remaining part of someone's fate. Should they remember you, the late, how much it hurts to utter no word. Okay, so this is what he experienced when he watched people dying.
This is a good form of therapy, to put it down on paper instead of holding it all up in the mind. Exactly.
He expressed himself.
Exactly.
And actually, when he is trying to read these poems, very often he starts crying.
Right.
So he reads it in poetry, different poetry readings. He read it in the Pushkin Society of America readings and Literary Club of New York, Club of Poets of New York. And I also read these poems.
Did you want to read another one?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I want to read something more lyrical because he also have a very much sunshine and light and imagination.
Nice. Okay, nice. I like that sunshine and light.
Yeah. Like, for example, look, this is a love poem.
Okay.
When its meniscus in the sea the golden sun spreads down the outmost steep bank. Let's run together. We shall find the barley-covered sea-coast. The evening, tart and dense, the smell of fish soup, we shall breathe the air in, and tipsy, sadness will dispel. The seashell's nostrils will be flaring. The sandy shore, the barley's crunch, our feet will need the reach. The silence will fall on the deserted beach. The moon will wander right behind us. The night will share, just you and I, beneath the upside-down boat sky.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And so, this just is hot off the presses, right? You just got this delivered to you recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very recently.
Right. And so you're actually sharing this for the first time publicly.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very excited because it will be published at the end of May.
Oh, great.
And it will be available in a lot of stores.
Okay.
39,000 stores
Oh, wow.
all over the world.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Great.
And of course, Barnes and Noble and all
Fantastic.
major stores. Yes.
Wow.
And I also want to mention that this beautiful cover and yes, and the book design was made by Nataliya and actually also a lot of great illustrators worked on this book, and the translator who translated the Russian poems to English was Alexandra Palmer. I'm very thankful to her because she did a really great translation. It's a bilingual book, so it will be appealing both to Russian readers and to
Sure.
and to English speakers.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
That's very
my pleasure.
that's personal
I put
to
a lot
you.
of soul
and
into this
yeah,
book.
Yeah. So now you're an editor.
Yes,
See, look at this. All these talents we're talking about, right? And so we need to share our talents.
Yes. See, like this want to show some of the
Okay.
illustrations.
Okay.
Very interesting, right?
Nice. Beautiful. So we do have some pictures. We're going to look at those now, and you can share a little bit about them. So where's this?
It's in barge music,
Okay.
where I play very often.
Okay, your hair is shorter there, so.
I play solo there, and also with a violinist who is a director of barge music, Mark
Okay.
Skanov, and different musicians.
Okay. And so the next one, where is this?
This one is from Russian consulate. I played with singers
Oh, okay.
there.
All right. Moving forward, I think there's one more. Okay.
This one, okay, this is from Maryland. It's the same conductor, but it's different orchestra.
Okay.
Where they played my ballet based on a fairy tale, Adventures of Niels.
Okay.
Yes, it's another big project that I composed. 2-hour length orchestral ballet.
Right, right. Okay, great. So I think that was it. But so is there anything else that you would like to share with the viewers? Because we're actually coming down to the last 2 minutes. So if there's anything else you would like to share.
Well, I want to say a little bit more about my childhood. I started composing very early. And I started singing when I was 8 months old. And I'm thankful to my parents, again, who developed this gift in me. Because somebody else could just ignore it, you know? And they
Right.
developed. My mom was my first teacher, my first piano
first
teacher.
teacher.
And she played for me since I was since I was born.
Oh, lovely.
And my father, I would say that he was my composition instructor from my childhood.
Okay.
So when I composed songs, he was the one to find the poetry, the exact poems for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I composed music on poems by different poets,
Okay.
Russian poets, and also Garcia Lorca, Pushkin, Pasternak, Tsvetaeva, and it just came out very naturally of me. So I also was featured in different Russian radio stations and Russian TV, and so it was like a childhood of prodigy.
Yes. So some
And
innate
so I'm very
qualities that you
thankful
had
to
there.
my dad
Mm-hmm.
and to my mom, who really formed my musical taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And also St. Petersburg Conservatory, where I studied.
Mm.
I'm very thankful to my educational background. I had really, really great teachers.
Wonderful.
Legendary teachers.
Excellent. Okay. So believe it or not, Nataliya, we've gone through that time. The
Yeah.
interview is coming to the end.
It's okay. I think that
But
I said everything that I wanted.
Yes, you shared everything, and I'm grateful for you coming on. I really
Thank you so
appreciate it
much.
very much.
Thank you.
And I want to. It was because of Ian why you're here, because you saw his interview and we connected. So thank you, Nataliya. Again,
Thank
I
you so
appreciate you
much.
sharing all of this with us and the viewers. And so to the wonderful viewers, your level of consciousness is the gateway to the future. Thank you.